Hi, I'm Lisa from sewnlife.com, and in this video I'm going to show you how to make this box pouch. So it's lined, and see there it's got a zip, and the bottom has got boxing, which means that it can sit flat. It's really cute and it's really easy, so come along with me and let's make it together. So these are the things that you're going to need to make this pouch. They all measure exactly the same size. So here I've got the wadding. So this is fusible wadding, and it's the Lissaline H640 is the make of it. So I've got those, and then this is going to be my inner fabric, which is a cotton, and then this is the outer, which is a printed cotton fabric. Okay, so the sizes that you need for all of those three pieces is 10 by 8 inches or 25 by 21 centimetres. You will also need a zip. Now this zip measures 9 inches or 22 centimetres. And then you'll need these two little pieces, which are the tabs for the zip, and they measure 3 by 6 centimetres or 1 1/4 by 2 1/4 inches. First thing I'm going to do is attach this wadding to the outer fabric. So you can see when you've got wadding that there is a side where you can see sort of the glue, the little specks of glue. So that glue is the side that needs to actually stick to the fabric. So you put it onto the back of the fabric for both of these pieces, and then we're going to iron them on. Is that you need to use steam, and then what you do is you hold the iron in place for a short time to help it fix. So whilst I've got the iron out, I'm going to make the zipper tabs. So take the two little tabs and literally fold it in half, and then fold that side down and that side down, just so that it's just a little bit shy of the middle. Okay, and then give that a quick iron. Be careful because it's only small, so if you're not careful you burn your fingers. Okay, and then do that to the other side as well. These little ends are going to go on the zipper, so put the zip inside. Can you see how I've cut off the very ends there? So I'm going to put that inside there and clip it, and then the same for the other side. I'll undo it, hold them close together, put them in there. Okay, and then take it to the sewing machine and sew across there and across there. So just check that both sides of the fabric have been caught in the stitching, which they have there, and then you just need to cut off the sides so that they're in line with the zip. And then that little addition is going to make that zip sit really nicely when it's attached. So you're going to take the lining piece with the right side facing up and place the zip on the top of the lining piece, and then what you need is sort of 1 centimetre either side, that's space left, or like 1/2 inch either side, and then place the outside. Right side's up. Now just check the right side because it needs to face that way. Okay, so that looks right. So pin them in place. And then sew all the way along there. Now, before you sew the zip, what you need to do is be conscious of moving the zip part way through. So first of all, have the zip open down that end, and then sew until you get sew until you get sort of about halfway, and then you're going to stop when you get halfway and move the zip to the other end like that and carry on sewing. That is so that you never have to sew around this zip pull end, because if you have to sew around the zip pull, what you'll find is that your line will go will sort of bulge out and won't go straight. So just be aware of doing that. So I've switched to use the zipper foot so that I can get closer to the zip, and I'm going to use a seam allowance of 1 centimetre. Okay, so that's sewn, and then if you turn it over, that's what that looks like. Okay, so now what we've got to do is attach the other side. So put the lining, and again put the zip at the top, and then the lining. Again, do it that side, and pin them. Again, make sure that there's a space there and the space there, about 1 centimetre on either side. Pin them together. Make sure to match all 3 pieces together. Okay, and then we're going to do exactly the same as before. We're going to sew along there. So that's the second side sewn, and then we've now got a zip in between 2 body pieces and 2 lining pieces with these little tabs at the end, which are going to make it really nice. So what we need to do now is iron it out. So I'll get this ironed and pulled away from the zip, and then we'll top stitch it. So what you want to do here is pull the fabric away from the zip. Do that on both sides, this side as well. So pull the fabric away from the zip. So now what we're going to do is top stitch right along there and right along there. So either side of the zip, just to give it a nicer finish. Okay, so that's top stitched that side, and then that side as well. Right, so the next bit is bringing the sides, everything all together. So what you're going to do is lay it out flat like that, and then take the 2 front pieces and put them together, and then the 2 side pieces will also fall together. And then essentially what you'll do is sew all the way around there, leaving a space there to turn it inside out. But the bit that's the most important is what happens here. So what you're going to do is when you sew these bits together, you're going to sew outside of this little bit here. Okay, you're not going to include this zipper end, and that's what's going to help to sit it flat. But what you want to do here is open the seams out. Okay, so open the seams flat, and then this zipper piece will be sort of pressed in half and pushed towards the lining. Clip it in place, and then do exactly the same on this side. So open the seams out and fold that bit in half and let it sit inside the lining. Okay, and put a clipper on there, and then just clip it all the way around. Okay, so it's all pinned now, so let's go ahead, leave this section here about 10 centimetres and then sew all the way around the outside, about half a centimetre seam allowance. So now that that's sewn all the way around, what we're going to do now is box the corners. So all 4 corners are going to have exactly the same. What you need to do is, and what this does is this gives it a bit more structure and shape. So you're going to go to the corner, anyone, pull out the 2 pieces of fabric and then measure down. I'm going to do 3 centimetres and put a pin in. So 3 centimetres is about 1.25 inches. Okay, and then we're going to sew, that's not level, not level, I'm going to sew right the way across there. Now the only thing that you'll want to do is go inside and check that that seam lies on top of that seam and that they match up. Oh, and they do, look. Okay, so you can see where the 2 seams are. So you want the 2 seams to be sitting on top of the other. Now comes the bit that I love, which is turning it inside out. So using the hole that we left, slightly poke out the corners and these as well. Oh, it's starting to look really pretty. Okay, now that end looks nice and that looks nice as well. So what we've got now is that end that needs to be fastened. So what I need to do is, can you see how it naturally folds in on itself? So I'll just put 1 clip in and take it to the sewing machine and just top stitch along there to close that up. So that's top stitched and all sealed, so everything is sealed. So now just simply push the bag inside and it's done. Lovely lining. Zip it up and it has a little bit of shape. Oh, I think that's really pretty, and you can see the ends. This has made it really nice at the end, look, just by adding those 2 little zipper endings. You could do it in the contrast colour if you wanted to, maybe the lining colour. Cute. So I really hope that you've enjoyed this video and made yourself a really nice pouch as well. I've got lots of other videos on my channel which I think that you'll really enjoy, so have a look and take a look and pick your next project. Thank you so much for spending your time with me, I really appreciate it. If you haven't already subscribed, if you want to subscribe to the channel, you'll get to see all the new videos, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. So have a great rest of your day and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!